I ended up going there, and then I got an opportunity to be on a show here in Korea.
Oh.
And I was on that broadcasting show.
Which one?
A survival show, K-pop Star, actually.
Oh, okay.
And so I went through that whole survival audition process, and I was part of a group called Mazinga S. And we were like we were a 4-girl group. It was really sweet. We just all would sing together. It was super fun. It was a good
I feel
memory.
like I've seen that.
Maybe.
I mean, I know they've had like multiple renditions of like
for
girl
sure.
groups kind of
K-pop
thing,
Star,
but
yeah.
I feel like I've probably seen
It was really fun, though. It was a good experience. And then after that, I ended up getting picked up. And that was when I was a freshman in high school. And I got picked up and I went to a different company, like a bigger company. And then that was my first company ever. And then I stayed there for a while. I was there for about 2 years, and I did that. I did the whole like training thing for a little bit. And then after the contract ended, I just kind of decided that I wanted to make the music. The direction I wanted to go musically was different than the direction that the company wanted me to go. So I kind of was very grateful for the opportunity, but I kind of parted ways with them. It was all in good terms,
That's
though.
good.
So I ended up going back to Houston, and I was there for a year. I made my own EP and stuff like that. I put it out on all the music platforms. It's still on SoundCloud now, I believe, but I took it off of the other platforms just because I didn't have a job at the time. So I was like, it's a little expensive to be putting all my music out there. So I had to take it off. So I kept it on SoundCloud though. But I had a couple concerts. I had an EP. It was just a bunch of my friends coming out, which was super fun. So those were some really good memories. And then I got an opportunity to come out here to Korea again with my current company, Vine, because one of the people I had trained with in my old company, her and I were really close and in contact, and we stayed in contact even after we both left the company. And then she told me she had an opportunity in a group. They needed a vocalist, and that she would just, me and her always had a dream of debuting together. So she ended up having me come, and I had just happened to visit Korea, and then I was visiting, but then I ended up meeting with some of the higher ups in the company, and then they were like, oh, she's aight. And so they kind of took me in, and then she aight. So then a couple of months later, I came to Korea, and then we trained for a year with our group, and then we ended up debuting. So it was really great, especially because I think a lot of their members that have trained definitely longer than others, but a lot of them are very experienced. So because of that, I think it was really easy to work together. And then
Who were some of your musical influences? Who were you looking at that time? Like, I want to be like this person.
At that age, I was watching a lot of Disney and Nick, and all those good stuff. Am I allowed to say names on
You
this
could say
channel?
anything you want.
Because I've been on a lot of things. So like, you can't say brand names.
They're like, you can't say YouTube. I'm like, YouTube.
I'm like, yeah.
Apple.
Everything.
Samsung.
I have a fruit phone or things like that. I'm like, I'm very sorry. I'm like, cut the phone. I'm like, I'm very sorry. They're gonna have to do so much editing. But I watched a lot of Disney and Nick growing up, so I loved all of the music shows. So I loved like Disney was all about that, acting and singing kind of thing. Same with Nickelodeon.
Selena Gomez.
Exactly. So my biggest influences of time, like when I was young, I remember distinctly loving Demi Lovato and Selena Gomez so much. And the fact that they were really close at the time was so great and they were singers and actors and just basically like the Disney babies. So I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. I want to do that. But Demi Lovato actually had like a lot of her own style in music. So I really wanted to be, I loved her like with all my heart. And then I also loved Ariana Grande at that time when she had the red hair and everything going. And then now she blew up. So I was kind of like,
they all blew up.
Yeah,
now
exactly.
They're freaking
so they're all just like
huge.
the whole Disney crew just kind of went, and I was like, well, dang. But I think seeing them grow from being an actor, like a child actor and artist, to being the singer and like, musical artist they are now, like writing their own stuff, taking care of their own production and things like that was way inspiring for me because I was thinking, oh dang, I can do that. But at that age, I just saw them and I was like, wow, I want to be that. And I just thought, like all the artificial laughter in the back, I was like, yes, that's what I want.
K-pop 대해서 좀 더 많이 알게 되었고, 저는 근데 아마도 디터 언니와 비슷할 것 같아요. 아이유 선배님. 맞아요. 아이 선배님 그래도 조금 K-팝적인 거로 시작하다가 점점 시간 지날수록 아티스트 쪽으로도 많이 가시고 뭐 연기도 엄청 너무 잘하시고 그리고 그냥 자기 작사 작곡도 다 만드시면서 그렇게 하시니까 그런 멋진 가수 되고 싶었어요.